Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green, manager of the AFC Wimbledon Wimbly Womblys. Today, taking on Plymouth Argyle. I actually saw Wimbledon take on Plymouth Argyle in a real-life match at Wembley. Pretty great experience. Won 2-0 that day. We'll see what happens today. Lyle Taylor scored in that game. Maybe he'll score today. He's starting. FIFA has done a horrible injustice to Buckminster Fuller's hair. I know the real Buckminster Fuller, and he can't be happy about this turn of events. I mean, it's one of the most deeply offensive things I've ever seen on a FIFA game. Today, I'm going to be talking about Henry's question. He donated to the project for Awesome. Thank you for Henry, and wanted me to talk about enjoying being alone, and wrote, as an extrovert who lives on his own, I have trouble being alone. I always prefer to be with others and have trouble enjoying time to myself. It makes me feel so lonely and sad. When I was younger, this wasn't much of an issue because I saw my peers constantly at school. But now I'm 27 with a full-time, low-stress corporate job with older folks, and I struggle coming home to my empty apartment. I exercise regularly and try to see my family and friends as often as possible. It just isn't enough. And my hobbies are mostly strictly solo activities that are now much less enjoyable. Netflix helps sometimes, but it feels like a Band-Aid. Sorry to ramble. Thanks in advance for the advice. I don't know that I'm going to be able to give you any good advice because I'm terrible at giving advice. I'm pretty introverted, but I remember when I lived for a long time, for several years by myself in Chicago, it was difficult. One of the things that made a big difference for me was getting a roommate, or in my case, getting 3 roommates all at the same time. And I kind of thought that I didn't want to have a roommate for a long time. I lived with somebody, with a romantic partner for a couple of years, the first couple of years after college. And then I thought, when that fell apart, I had something of a, looking back, the breakdown caused the breakup as much as the breakup caused the breakdown. You know what I mean? But I had like a pretty severe crack up in 2000. This was a while ago. This was in 2001. And then, it's a red card foul. It's dangerous, extremely dangerous tackle. Referee, come up, take some time making your decision, but then give a red card. I'm still waiting. And apparently I will be made to wait for the rest of human history because inexplicably there's not even a yellow card in that absolute horror tackle. Okay, well, we're just going to try to get the ball into a dangerous area and then get the head on it, and it didn't work. Whatever. It never works. So living by myself for a couple years I thought would be really rejuvenating because I am quite introverted, and it was in a way, but in a way it got pretty old because almost every day I would see, outside of work, nobody. And seeing people required just like a tremendous amount of effort. I'd have to organize it, and it just never seemed worth it. And I'm not the kind of person who, and so I just became kind of lower and lower energy in my social engagements. And I did try to do a few things that were effective. Like I had a couple of parties where I would invite over the people I worked with and some other like friends who were pretty casual friends, but still friends. And mixed results, I guess. I had fun at those parties, and that stuff was fun. But I never really. Everything worked out better than expected. I never really. I just never felt like I really got to my like a comfortable place living in that apartment. This is partly due to the fact of the apartment itself and its geography, I'm convinced, but not entirely. Almost a really, really good Wimbly Wombly goal. That was almost excellent. And then we've got a just terrible miscontrol of the ball. Pretty typical stuff. There we go. Now we're defending. So what happened eventually for me is that I got roommates. I moved into an apartment that was further north in the city of Chicago, and I lived with 3 friends. My friend Katie, who invented DFTBA. My friend Shannon, who's one of my closest friends, and my friend Hassan, who, after a couple years living in Chicago, moved back to Kuwait, where he was from. And it was sometimes it was a little much. Like the actual layout of the house was really good for me because I had a private room and also like a fairly private sort of living room, family room that was mostly mine. It was technically like public space, but it was fairly mine, I guess. And then great save by Shea LaBeouf. I mean, we are just hanging on by the skin of our teeth here. Oh, gosh. Really? Shea LaBeouf's just having to dive left and right. So that worked out really well for me because I had the right amount of space where I could be social, but I didn't have to be social. And my room was big enough that I could be pretty comfortable there. And I had a bathroom mostly to myself, which is another thing I really, really value. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a situation that could work for you. You might feel at 27 like you're too old to have roommates, although I had roommates when I was 27. I had roommates until I was 20, till I moved in with Sarah. So I think it just depends on the person. And also where you live. Like, it may be very uncommon where you live to not live by yourself because the cost of living may be low or whatever. And then there's trying to find hobbies that are social hobbies, and there are also apps for making friends. Rosianna, do you remember the name of that Tinder for friends? It's Bumble BFF. Or maybe. I bet there's more than one. There's lots of Tinder for friends. Tinder for friends. I know. There's Tinder Social, apparently. I know it's kind of hard it's really hard, especially, well, I was going to say, that's not true, though. It's really hard to make friends, especially because we have this very built-up system for making romantic connections, Tinder, mostly now, but it used to be that you would go to bars. Actually, we don't have a great built-up system for making romantic connections now that I think about it, because I have no idea how I ever met. And I mean, I met my wife in high school, and I met all my other girlfriends either in high school or college, or they were introduced to me from people I met in high school or college. Making adult friendships is extremely hard, Henry. I don't know. It's very hard. You can do things like you can do the apps, even though that probably feels awkward to you, or may feel awkward to you. It feels a little awkward to me, but I mean, I never used Tinder, believe it or not. Go to events, Rosianna says, which is what I was going to say. So I was going to say, like, go to events or, like, start having social hobbies, right? You know what I mean, Rosianna? Oh, I've scored! An unexpected development. As I was talking to Rosianna, Polion scored in his second consecutive game. T.S. Eliot suddenly our fifth most important striker, as Polion has caught fire. And he's scored with his right foot after scoring with his left foot in the previous game. He scores with his left. He scores with his right. That Polion makes. We still don't know who we're going to make fun of. Look shite. Messi? Messi. We'll do Messi. Yeah, he's way better than Messi. By the way, we're playing in the Checkatrade Trophy. This is a winner-go-home competition. Yeah, I think you have to go to right, like or develop like a hobby that's a social hobby, like rock climbing or something. Yeah, Rosianna said totally. I don't know that rock climbing is actually a social hobby, but it seems like for me it's a social hobby because when I go rock climbing, which I've only done once, I spend the whole time trying to talk to people so that I won't have to actually climb the rock. Oh, everything worked out better than expected because of Shea LaBeouf. It's fantastic. Why would we ever start Ryan Clark? There's no way. As long as Shea LaBeouf is healthy and happy, he gets the start. I told him, I know what it's like to be a 34-year-old goalkeeper who's out of work. But, man, Shea LaBeouf is an amazing keeper. So, maybe trying to build hobbies or go to events that are kind of social in their nature. That may work. But it is adult friendship is a really hard thing that I don't think anybody has really figured out. And I have to say that now it's only been in the last few years that I've felt That I felt like I had really good adult friendships. We have our best friends, Chris and Marina. You know Chris maybe from 100 Days, but we also have really good friends outside of Chris and Marina, and that's not something we've had very often in our marriage, and especially me. I think Sarah actually makes friends really pretty well, but it's not super easy or natural for me. Oh, it's got to be. Oh, he went one time. Frankenstein, that's disappointing. Like your beard. Oh, man. Probably could have dribbled a little bit, but I was going for glory, as I like to do. Yeah. So what the main way I've made friends is through my friends, and then through neighbors. I don't know if 27-year-olds have neighbors though. I guess I had neighbors. Yeah, we were kind of friends with our neighbors. Although our neighbors were super weird. Do you know the devil sticks? This is not even still a thing. Do you know devil sticks? So you have two little sticks, and then there's a larger stick, and then you use the two little sticks to move the larger stick. It's a big thing in colleges among a certain kind of college student. You know what I'm talking about now? All right, so I don't even know if they're called devil sticks. Can you Google devil sticks and see? Now I kind of want to get devil sticks again because I was pretty good at them in college because, of course, I had a hacky sack period, like a lot of people. I'm not embarrassed. I am a little bit embarrassed. Is that what they're called? All right, so anyway, when I was 27, our neighbors were really into devil sticks. Like they were a group of 3 semi-professional devil sticks people. They could pass the devil sticks among themselves. So most of the time I hung out with them, it would just be like going, "Oh, I've been fouled! I've been fouled in the box. It's a penalty. It has to be." Come on, Aussie manager is stunned and upset. Oh, very confusing. Very, very confusing situation as there was a clear penalty. And then who is this? Was that Reevesy? Reevesy with an incredible opportunity to score. And suddenly we're on the counter break. It's difficult. Everything worked out. It's okay. 82nd minute. Time to make 3 substitutions all at once, just like the professionals do it. First off, Reevesy, who just really inexplicably did not get to that ball. Alfie Egan, despite the fact that he's had absolutely no success, is going to get another try, and then Whelpdale's coming on as well. A totally rejuvenated midfield for the Wimbly Womblys here in the last 10 to 12 minutes of the game. I'm feeling good and excited. Okay. So, long story short, get into devil sticks. Is my advice, because if you do devil sticks in a park, people will just come up to you and they'll just start talking to you, is what I used to think when I was in college, but that turns out not to be true in any way. We cannot give up a goal here. It is very important, not to give up a goal. All right, the most important thing, because the thing we can't afford even more than losing in the Checkatrade Trophy competition is having to do a replay in the Checkatrade Trophy competition. That's a nice ball. And then that would have been a nice ball, except I think Lyle Taylor is too tired. He was too tired to get to it. That's going to be, that's mine. And then, oh, come on. A little more aggression there. Central midfield. There you go. No, more aggression. We need to, I'll tell you what, I guess I probably shouldn't start 2 central attacking midfielders if I want better defense. But, long story short, we did it in the end. Everything worked out. We won the game. Aussie manager, wearing his tracksuit, congratulates a stranger in a suit. And we have defeated Plymouth Argyle just like we did those many years ago in real life skill level. Henry, good luck. Thank you for watching. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is go to the movies. I love going to the movies by myself. All right. Thanks for watching. Best wishes.